You might soon be able to add another job to the list that AI could soon be replacing us in, this time in the area of legal advice. Because a court in India just a week ago asked OpenAI's ChatGPT program about a murder trial. So basically what happened is there's this trial that they were conducting for Jaswinder Singh, who was arrested in 2020 for allegedly assaulting and killing an individual. Okay, he was reportedly seeking a stay of imprisonment during the trial. And apparently there was enough complex legal questions, all sort of combining here, that the judge, Anup Chitkara, decided to seek counsel from GPT-4, the most recent iteration of ChatGPT. And here's what the lawyer said should be done. If the assailants have been charged with a violent crime that involves cruelty, they may be considered a danger to the community and a flight risk. In such cases, the judge may be less inclined to grant bail or may set the bail amount very high to ensure that the defendant appears in court and does not pose a risk to public safety. But it did add, however, in general, if the assailants have been charged with a violent crime that involves cruelty, such as murder, aggravated assault, or torture, they may be considered a danger to the community and a flight risk. So a little bit of well, on the one hand, on the other hand from ChatGPT. So still acknowledging that there are complex interactions at play here. It concluded, by the way, by declaring that the presumption of innocence is a fundamental principle of the justice system. They added that even if the defendant was guilty of a cruel assault, they may still be granted bail if the judge gauges that they aren't a danger to the community or a flight risk. I don't know what part of that weighed most heavily in the judge's mind, but Judge Chitkara ultimately rejected the defendant's bail bid on the grounds that they did act cruelly to the victim before they died, and so should be denied that bail that was requested. So it is impossible to say from this one experiment, in this one case, whether ChatGPT's opinion, whether accurate or not. Remember, ChatGPT will offer up misinformation as confidently as accurate information. It literally does not know the difference, whether that did actually change the outcome here. But if I was the murderer, I guess in this case, or at least the alleged murderer, I would probably have an issue with AI getting involved. But Francesca, what do you think? You don't like it?
I mean, yes, it is insanely terrifying. And what's interesting, God, I guess I want every courtroom drama redone with ChatGPT, in it. I'm trying to think which one we would start with. But just like imagine a ChatGPT doing a very dramatic final plea. I feel like we could get, that would be actually really fun. No,
you can't handle the truth.
Yeah, exactly. But those are all the quotes that are coming to me are only from defendants, people on the stand, not people. I think it'd be like more like the Joe Pesci, like how far can you see? How many fingers am I holding up? Like what, like that kind of, that would be great. Excellent performance. I mean, Joe Pesci is, I guess he's an actor, but like ChatGPT is ChatGPT. So let's be real, replace him. My thought though is, it's never about the law, right? You could have ChatGPT download the entire like American legal framework and system, pass the bar, understand everything, be able to adequately arbitrate, right? Or understand, where the law was broken or not. But then you get to sort of the rub of our justice system, which is it's not whether or not someone broke the law, it's whether you can defend them, right? Or whether you have adequate representation in order to, defend them or prosecute them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. In some ways, I'm like, maybe we should just leave it to the AI.
Yeah, look, theoretically, so ChatGPT is a generalized generative AI. It was trained on a whole bunch of stuff. You could train an AI very specifically on every legal textbook, every law, every judicial opinion.
Yes.
You could do all of that and it'd probably be more accurate. And like the thing is, like a lot of people viewing this might think, well, it could get it wrong. Or, the law often is about interpretation. It's not always cut and dried. So here's the wild thing. Humans could get it wrong, and judges can and do get it wrong, and they have to interpret things, and they're biased in the same way that this thing could be biased, and they make mistakes. So like, it's not it's not qualitatively different than the status quo. It might be more likely to make those mistakes at present, but that's something that could potentially be improved on in the future. I don't know. I feel like maybe don't get ChatGPT involved in murder trials just yet. I feel like most people learned what it was 6 weeks ago. So I feel like you could probably wait or maybe do like minor crimes before you immediately jump to like the murder stuff. But it's getting involved in more and more stuff. And I just, at the end of the day, a human decided. That's the most important thing. But we can start to question how influenced was the human by ChatGPT.
In the future,
and that's where I think a lot of people are gonna be nervous.
Right, in the future, if it's like a jury of our peers, you can't, like some of us would also have to be bots, you know?
But you just have 9 like laptops all hooked up and they're deciding.
One of them just crying. The testimony was so moving.
One of the laptops just says, "I hate pigs." They throw that one out immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're never gonna seat that laptop.
Bigot.
Anyway, should have known it was a Razer gaming laptop.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.